Hallo miteinander, I'm Gesh86, and this is the long-awaited demo of Labyrinth of Touhou Tri. In fact, we have been waiting 12 long years since Labyrinth of Touhou 2, or 9 years if you count its expansion, which we should, as it's a fantastic expansion, as great as they come. This series of Touhou RPGs isn't just a bunch of worthwhile titles, it's the king of fan games. If you ask me about my favorite games of all time, Labyrinth of Touhou 2 will be in that list, and around the peak too. It's also precious to me in another regard. Close to Labyrinth of Touhou 2's release, I made strategy videos for each of the game's encounters. These guides consistently got view counts and likes in dimensions I wasn't used to. You could say I had become the Labyrinth of Touhou 2 guy more than I was a Let's Player in that era. In honor of all that, I think it's only fitting that we cover some bosses of this brand new demo. The first of which is found at the halfway point of the first floor, a very aggressive Cirno. Her hostility is not due to her usual stupidity, but possession from a mysterious, yet undoubtedly evil shade. We have a very small party of 5 members at this point. These are Reimu, Mei Ling, Alice, Renko, and Maribel. The last two seem to fit the role of protagonists within the plot, but not by combat performance. We'll talk about that. The Ice Fairy goes first. It's pretty common in this franchise that bosses are a little faster than your units. Cirno has significantly more defense than mind, so our 2 wizards, Alice and Maribel, will reach better damage numbers than someone like Mei Ling or Reimu. The Shrine Maiden is in fact our tank, which will seem a little strange. You must keep in mind that she begins the game at level 5, as opposed to level 1 for everyone else. Gee, our opponent really had it out for Renko. It's only because we concentrated all our healing on her that she didn't fall. The most problematic factor to overcome in this encounter is how finite your healing capabilities are. You don't have a real cleric, no one like Minoriko or Sanae of the older games, who can just recover someone from near death back to full. Damage mitigation and careful switching is therefore key. We have 2 frozen frogs for cold resistance, one on Reimu, one on Alice, so those 2 are safe to stay on active party slots pretty much indefinitely. Mei Ling has only mediocre durability, but the Ceiling Club can best be described as useless goobers. Maribel is slightly short of terrible, as her hazy barrier attack does hurt, but she has paper-thin defense and must always be retreated before Cirno gets a turn. Renko, on the other hand, has below-average stats and possesses buff and healing spells of comically low impact. She's very comparable to Labyrinth of Touhou 2's Renosuke, who has the potential to grow into a strategically valuable supporter, but feels very out of place for early game dungeoneering and therefore doesn't make the best impression. That sums up this Renko as well. You may have noticed that our roster seems to carry only a very scarce selection of active spells. Reimu, for example, is no longer able to cast Great Hakure Barrier and grant the whole frontline chunky defenses on the fly. I believe that is locked behind reaching 20th level. Labyrinth of Touhou had not been this stingy with active abilities previously, and due to this, I think this installment might feel closer to Etrian Odyssey than ever before. The difference of how a rookie is handled to a late game character should be tremendous. Returning to the battle itself, we have reduced Cirno's hit points under 25%, initiating the climax of the fight. Her next move is fixed to be Perfect Freeze, which hits everyone and extra hard. You may be surprised that we've emptied positions in our front line. Well, with how much damage Perfect Freeze just did, anyone who was in those 2 slots would have been a goner. Once cast, Perfect Freeze will be used again on any turn dividable by 8. A boss's upcoming turn number is now displayed under their health bar, so the Ice Fairy would have whipped out her biggest guns again had we not landed that final blow. Switching in empty slots as we did will seem very counterintuitive, but it's always been an advanced tactic in Labyrinth of Touhou, and a big reason why we were able to win without casualties. That does it for the first mid-boss. Cirno will be unconscious baggage that Mei Ling has to lug around for now, yet the recruitment of her will happen once you return to your base of operations. At the time of this recording, I haven't yet beaten the whole demo. Still, I'm already as smitten with what I've been playing as I've expected. I think we can all agree that no Nisei Aikoku Shishidan game has ever looked this shiny and fancy. With that, I'm Gesh86. This was a strategy video for Cirno in the Labyrinth of Touhou Tri demo, and it's highly likely I'll cover more encounters of it for you. Bis bald!